you know, when we're under pressure, I mean, you know, you have these hunters, and we're here to do a job, and it's not like any other job. I mean, it's not like, you know, they're asking you to build a fence or a deck that you have entire control of the situation. There's virtually no control that we have. I mean, we're dealing with wild animals, we're dealing with people, we're dealing with access, landowners, and there are days when it just doesn't come together for us, and you think, what am I going to do with these guys, right? And, you know, ultimately as the outfitter, it falls on my shoulders because they look at me to coordinate the whole effort of the team, and for me to go in and go, guys, you know what, we're going into a real tough hunt, or we have to sit you out. It's not a good feeling. And there are days where I just feel like hopping out the door and just running and just not coming back, you know. And it's getting better now. When I was younger, there's just much more intense fear, and I didn't have the coping mechanism. So, I mean, I really wanted to run, and then, you know, you just get your wits about you, and you focus, and it all gets better. So now we have just started week number 7, and we go for 9 weeks, so we have 6 weeks before us. You know, it's been a grind. Although those, you know, 3:30 mornings are gone, those are past us. You know, rolling into camp at 10 or 10:30, that's past us, you know, when we're eating late supper. So the days are shorter, which means the midday isn't quite as long, but the nights are a lot longer, which means we're getting a lot more sleep. So the sleep deprivation factor's gone. The migration, we're starting to run out of speckle bellies now. They've drifted through for the most part. There are still some snows around. I mean, we rocked them last night very, very well. In fact, yesterday was our biggest day ever. We killed, I believe, 325 birds, and that was a very strong evening with 153 snows on one, and I believe 65 on another. So, but even I do believe we may be seeing the tail end of the snow geese. I could be wrong, and I certainly hope I am.
Triple, baby.
The mallards and the Canadas, like today I saw a bunch of Canadas just starting to roll in, and we can tell that because they're scattered all over. Like there'll be 50 here and 30 there, and, you know, 100 in this field. And the cool thing though is Mel put 2 big hunts together today. That's kind of the progression where we're at. The pintails are starting to be less plentiful, and again, now it should be, from now to the end, it should be mallards and big Canadas with some snows in there as well. So that's the skinny. I don't see any ducks in there yet. Oh yeah, there they are. That is black with ducks. So I'm going to be careful here. I don't want to bump them out of here, and they're feeding right there, so I need to be very, very careful. This is good. Now I can remain calm. So now what I need to do is figure out what they're doing and how to ultimately how to hunt it. It's very critical that I don't bump these birds off. So these birds, they've puddled, they're starting to spill out into the feed, and they're hungry now. So these birds want to eat. They're in the middle of their program, and the last thing I want to do is disrupt that. Well, they definitely switched puddles. See, I tell a lot of the clients they should really only go on 3 morning hunts, because what they're missing out on now is I mean, it's beautiful. I just walked over that fence. I poked my head over, and there's ducks feeding all around the pond. I mean, there's ducks flipping out right now. I can see a bunch of ducks right there. Whole cloud of them. I mean, it's pretty cool. And I mean, I just peeked my head over the edge and it was like, ooh, there they are. Dan, I should take this.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan. Oh boy. Oh, good. Oh boy. Yeah, but be quick. Like that's a target, right? So build a fence. Okay, right on. Bye. Right on. So Dan just picked up a hunt. I was actually over there this morning when he was hunting. We lost track of a bunch of ducks over there, and I thought, I better boot up and take a look. And sure enough, I slid by the puddle, and there they are. There's 2,000 to 3,000 of them, and then we were trying to get a hold of the landowner all day, and he finally got a hold of Maxine, which is good. And he hasn't got a hold of Randy yet, but she'll tell him at supper, I'm sure. So we're good to go there. We're good to go here. Pressure is off for tonight, finally. So we're good. We're set and ready to rock. So tonight is we're breathing easy compared to last night. We were stressing very bad. So when I pulled up here this afternoon, the ducks were doing exactly what they were doing this morning. They're sitting on a puddle. It was black. It was the same puddle they fed at around this morning. I'm assuming they fed all the feed around that pond because they actually started flipping into another pond and walked out, and some flew out into the wind and are feeding up against the side hill. Now they're getting awful close to the highway, which makes me a little bit nervous. So they've switched puddles. I'll watch them. When they're done feeding, they may go back into the puddle they started at, which could be the one to hunt, or I just hunt the one they finish up at. And usually we hunt the one right next to the feed that they finished up on. Because in the morning they're coming there, they're hungry, they want to eat the pond or the puddle, usually just gets in the way, and that's where we would set up. So life's good right now. We've been watching these ducks for a little while this evening now, and they definitely fed north of the second pond, which is the one closer to the highway. Anyways, they definitely pulled a switch. So the original puddle that I thought I'd hunt is not the puddle. And of course, that will be finally determined when these ducks pick up and go back down. But they already did it once. A vehicle went by on the highway, hit the rumble strips, and sent the ducks flying into the puddle. And when they do that, that's a pretty good indicator that they're definitely imprinted on this puddle now. So now it's just a matter of watching them feed the last 10 or 15 minutes placidly, and then they'll go back to roost. Some of them will have a drink before they go back, and then I'll just walk around the pond, take a look what I need for gear and equipment for tomorrow morning. And depending on the wind, I may need to bring an upright blind and some cutters to cut some willows, but I'd love to be able to use the boxes and try out some of those new Cabela's Northern Flight decoys that we spent hours and hours assembling today. And tonight was good. I mean, it was no pressure on us at all. Whereas last night we're racing around like a bunch of chickens with our heads cut off trying to make it happen, and just didn't click for us. And I always like having stubble behind me, and it'd be great to be in that cover. I could put the guys in the uprights and let the decoys do the work, but it's getting later in the season now, and these ducks, when they come in here, the water is just the mechanism by which they want to land, and then they walk out to feed. So if they really are hungry, they're going to want to hit this part because they know they can just walk out and feed, and then I can just stab a robo-duck right behind us, and then that just keeps them right on track. It simulates a feeding program, and this evening there was ducks, and this afternoon fed all around this entire pond. Like, this hill was loaded, that far east end was loaded, this was all loaded. Anywhere they could walk out was loaded. A cold front could roll in, and if it does, they just don't want a puddle, so you better be right next to or near the feed. I might bring both the boxes and those new Cabela's Northern Flight blinds, because then I could just put them right here, and we'd dress them up and disappear, and that'd be a good way to hunt. What do you got there for sticks? Okay, I got a short one. Those are long. That's fine. That'll work. Okay, good. And then I'll just grab robos in the morning. We're done. Ready to rock.
But
when one goes sideways
that morning when you called me, I had as many ducks as you had.
Yeah.
And you're going.
You haven't been burned enough.
Oh, this year.
Well, there you go. Ask Brad.
But I don't think
Brad used to get lazy and would throw out 15 decoys, and now he changed. He'd put
No,
out
I
100.
always use 40.
I put out 3 big bricks. I'll take out 72. Easy. What's it take? It takes 10 minutes. 10 minutes extra. They're quick. For gear selection, I'm using the boxes that we normally use, and then 72 duck floaters, and then I've got some Canada Goose and some speckled belly floaters that we're going to use tomorrow as well, just for confidence, and shoot a bunch of ducks on a puddle. Should be good. I might throw some field decoys in behind us, so I'll grab 20 or 30 and just throw them in the back of the truck and be good to go. That's it. Pretty easy setup. I'll put out 100 on a pothole shoot tomorrow. When I started this gig, we used to put out 18, and we'd sit there for an hour trying to kill ducks. Now we put out 100, and we get it done sometimes in 15 or 20 minutes. So it's all about confidence and decoys, you know. And I will have a couple of spinning wing decoys, always help. And you know, it's all about the gear. I mean, you can invest a bit of time and effort throwing out a bit of gear and have a quality hunt, or you can put out no gear and sit there for 4 hours and shoot 3 ducks. So choice is yours. I choose decoys.
It's the same fields. It's not the same year, but every other year it's the same fields. It's the same pattern out there.
It's like where I hunt there. There's thousands of potholes, but if the feed's right, they'll hit the same potholes. And there's 20 potholes in the same field, and they hit them.
Like that one field's got canola this year, so it's not working.
Well,
Next year it'll be rocking. You know.
You should see. I think a lot has to do with the ducks. If they can walk out, they like that way better. Like I know where I'm hunting, if there's cattail rims, they'd rather land in one that they can walk out. You should see the puddle I'm hunting has 50 duck trails.
Remember last year, that one that you put me in over there, that bigger one that there was trees around it?
Mel, I put you in on so many. I
No,
can't
you
remember the
didn't.
one I
No,
put you in on.
you didn't.
Scoop
That's
dog.
because you're too lazy.
Yeah.
Well, that was the same thing. All those trees, the trails looked like the streets of Edmonton.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same thing, and it was over in 10 minutes.
Well, Barb,
It's a big day.
big day for you.
Wow.
317
Yeah,
between.
'cause I was looking on a post here. There was 246 birds from last night, 65 ducks from this morning, and 6 geese from this morning.
And we were short this morning. What if we just shot more? We had a tough
Serious?
morning, yeah.
Wow.
We shot how many ducks
65.
this morning? So we didn't get all our ducks, and we only shot 6 geese. So we could have shot 7 geese. Sorry. Imagine we'd have shot 30 or 40 geese and 80 ducks.
Holy moly.
You'd still be out there.
I'd still be here.
You did good, Barb. It's not bad. It's gonna catch us quartering on our left shoulders. There's a tiny little bay right there, and if we played the wind perfectly, that's where we should be. But it's supposed to move a little bit, and I don't want to get caught in that corner. That's just dangerous, especially with the big part of the pond being all in here. So there's some good cover right here for the boxes. I just wish it would turn a little bit more east instead of that southeast for us. And that's the difference between it being real pretty and getting it done in 15 or 20 minutes and sitting here for an hour. But it's just too risky, I think, to be stuck way in that corner, especially with the big part of the pond here. So I'll move the truck over here and we'll set up right here. Yeah, those ones, I got them out, the wind grabbed them and took them to some deeper water, which is fine, but I placed them here and they're going. I'm wet already. Just one step too far. Beautiful decoys though. Just beautiful. I like to throw some Canada Goose floaters in. They're just so visible and they exude confidence if you're a mallard. So I'll throw 18 or 20 out this morning. I got some spec decoys and about 72 duck floaters. Well, not really now because a bunch of them drifted to the side, but we'll be all right with what we have out there. When I started this gig, we used to put out 18, so putting out 100 is plenty. You know, with the way this wind is, I should almost be in that real little cove in the corner, but it makes me just real nervous being way back out in left field, so to speak, because if the wind does come around just a little bit, they're going to want the big part of the pond, which they should want anyways. This is where the majority of the feeding activity was, right here. So I mean, I just got to lay out the decoy so I can get them in 12 or 15 yards so these guys can shoot them, you know, and it would be absolutely pretty if the wind was straight at our backs, and it seems to be switching. Like I can feel it catching me right in the back of the head now, which should be nice. But just they're going to want to tend to lean upwind a little bit, which will be to our left, and I'll just move the robo-duck back so their approach is set up and we can get them to hopefully finish in the little pocket. Now, I couldn't get as much of a pocket as I wanted to because the water's so deep, and I waded out as far as I could, and we only put 45-inch decoy lines for obvious reasons, because you run out of wader. Put a washer on this end with one of the crimps. This is a 250-pound decoy cord that Cabela's makes, and then I just put the 2-ounce fishing weight on there. That's all you need, and then you just put them on a clip and hang them, and nothing gets tangled. Just throw them in the water, and it'll do that, and it's an easy pickup. Real simple. Boom. Perfect. We don't use boats, and most of these puddles are 2 to 3 feet deep, if that. So this one's a little bit deeper, and you know, you play with the cards you've been dealt, and we'll be all right though. I mean, there's lots of ducks coming in, and it's just a matter of how cool they do it, you know. If this one gives us trouble, we'll move it. Okay.
That was awesome. Shoot him.
It's almost like they were in slow motion.
Guys, sorry about the miscommunication, but when I got up and shot that single,
Today it didn't matter.
I know.
It's this one.
I felt bad, but
Widgeon,
we
you
made
gotta
up
take it
for it.
home with you.
Stick him out a little bit.
That was a good one.
That was an awesome one. Thank you again.
My pleasure.
Yeah, man.
It was good.
Great.
That was good. Glad you enjoyed it.
Man, I had a great
Nice
time.
seeing you again, eh?
Yeah, it's good to be up here.
10 years you haven't
I
been
know.
here? That's
Well,
good.
I'm gonna have to get my other sons up here,
Yeah,
Porter and Frank. Frank was here with me
Right.
10 years ago,
that was a long
but
time
Porter and Will were in school.
Yeah.
And once they see the footage and hear the stories, they're gonna say, "Dad, we're going next year."
That's good. We got you hooked now, so that's good.
Man.
October 16th, and they're all nicely green. Tell you what, if you want to do the Alberta thing and shoot the greenheads, you got to come late like this. You know, in September they're all just molted and they're all brown,
I'll
right?
get together with you later on, but we got to get some dates for next year.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll get it lined up.
I
There's
don't
always
think we're
room.
gonna get away with that coming up here next year. Do you think, Will?
I mean, once my brothers see this, it's game on.
Perfect.
Game on. Thanks again,
I'll be
Claudio.
back. Yeah, my pleasure,
Claudia.
guys. My pleasure.
Well, it worked out okay. We left those birds over in the other field. We've been feeding in this field for the last 2 days, but we came out today at 2:30 in the afternoon and they were all in that field. So we just left them alone. And with the snow geese, they'll filter over to their original field that they were feeding in, where we were. And it worked out good. We didn't get huge flights coming in, but we had lots of triples and pairs and singles, and we shot, I don't know, constantly for 2.5 hours. So it was a nice fun hunt. Shooting out of the upright blinds, the big bush blind, Christmas tree blinds we call it, so it worked out good.
Wow, there's a pile.
A bunch.
How was it?
It was good.
Good, good.
Better than good.
Better than good is always good to know.
Hey, ask him about my shooting.
Oh,
I'll make him a believer.
John Perry's shooting was terrific.
Don't feed them. Don't
Don't feed,
No,
don't
no,
feed.
not
Not the
His
numbers.
blue shells are the greatest thing going.
Isn't that fun though?
Yes, it was.
Hey,
That was, and
that's more fun than duck hunting.
well,
Oh,
we didn't
oh,
have, we had,
oh. What do you think?
I'd rather shoot mallards.
we didn't have the masses, which was great. You know, I mean, everybody was getting to shooting, and Manny got a lot of shooting. It was a great.
Oh, it was just a nice, for these guys and the stand-ups, it was just a nice leisurely hunt. Like they'd come in threes and boom, boom, boom.